It's Power Tools, and we got Ma P back in the house. How are you doing, brother?
I'm really good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. You are doing really good. Just coming off Coachella. That's got to be amazing.
Yeah.
You know, that's got to be almost surreal. And I guess my first question to you is, have you exceeded your expectations from the day you decided to change your artist name to Ma P and now doing Coachella?
Have I exceeded my expectations?
Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I thought I was going to, start from nothing and just work my way up. I was ready to just grind again, which I have been doing, but 100%. I feel like I was ready to not be at this level yet and just start slow.
Right.
Obviously that didn't happen, but I'm super blessed and I'm happy to be here,
Right. I mean, you had a launcher of a song.
I did.
For your first song as Ma P to really kick things off. But what I really love about you is there's a lot of artists that will have a big record, but then they'll follow it up with some average records, but you came banger after banger after banger.
I feel like it was because I was ready to, I really wanted to do it at this level, and I've been trying for years and years already, so I was, prepared to whenever I was going to get the opportunity, I was going to take it and just, fly to the moon.
Right. So let's talk about your Coachella set. I mean, I caught it online, watching it at home, and I'm going to say this, it was one of the best DJ sets that I've heard from Coachella that you laid down.
Wow, thank you so much.
And in speaking of, and I'm not, the visuals were great. I'm talking about just music, the way you're mixing baseline to baseline, the energy. Talk to us about the amount of time and energy you spent on your set for Coachella.
Actually, making the set didn't take me that long because I don't have a rough time, finding the right transitions. Right. But making the actual songs that I played took me a long time, yeah. But I wanted to have some new ammunition for Coachella specifically because I've seen in the past with other artists that it's just it can be such a huge moment for you and your art to show it to the whole world. And it's not just the people at the festival. It's everyone watching the live stream. It's everyone seeing the videos after on their Instagram or wherever. So I wanted to have some new fire music that I could premiere. And
how many IDs did you play of yours?
I actually took some out of the set because I had too many I forgot it was just 1 hour.
Right.
And I couldn't even fit because I want to play also the music that people know me for.
Right.
And obviously there's going to be people at that stage that maybe don't know me yet, or they stuck around from the act before, or they're just waiting for the act after me, which was kind music, which obviously pulls in a different crowd. So I was like, I also want to showcase what I'm about, and that's the Gimme That Bounce, that's Drugs from Amsterdam, that's On Again, those type of sort of staples in my set, mixed with new stuff.
Right.
And not just my new stuff, there's also some stuff from artists that I've been, supporting a lot, and that just had a really good unreleased song that I've been playing and I've seen work everywhere around the world. So I was like, okay, you deserve to
you deserve
get this
Coachella.
clout. Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
And what about spending the time on the visuals and everything else? Because that was sick too.
Months. And it's really cool to see it come to life because it was just me and my team, which it's just 3-4 friends basically sitting together in an office space, acting like we're doing office stuff. But basically we're like, what are we going to do on this stage? And we came up with some crazy ideas. We had to tone them down a little bit actually, but we ended up with this, which feels very sophisticated and me also. It feels like what would Mau P do at Sahara stage? To me it's that, So it was a lot of preparation, but I'm super happy with the way it was received because that's what I was the most nervous about, not about playing because
you do that all the time.
Yeah,
second nature.
I know how to mix a song,
Yeah.
I know how to perform, but
Right.
is the concept that we thought of? Is that gonna, be taken in well, and are people gonna understand? And but I have seen 0 negative comments, and I try to read everything. So I'm super, 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 super happy and grateful.
Well, let's talk about the dancing debut during your Coachella set.
Yeah.
Did we rehearse for that? Did we bring a choreographer? Was that all spur of the moment?
None of that.
And I love the way you took a negative and turned it into a positive. Talk about that.
So first of all, no choreographer, no. I think I looked at myself in a mirror 2 times playing the song, seeing what works on that tempo and with that song. But I had no sequence or whatsoever. I was like, I just have to be and I'm going to be so amped up on that stage that whatever comes out. And it's me, showing my true self and like expressing myself on a stage in front of a lot of people, and also a lot of people watching. So I knew that if I was going to do it, I had to go all in.
Right.
So that was the preparation for me, like putting that in my head, being like, okay, you're gonna go crazy on there. Like, just do whatever comes out, but do it with like 100% sort of power behind it. But the backstory is that this girl tried to make a sort of rage bait TikTok where she was saying that I didn't dance enough while DJing, and I was boring to watch, or I don't know, something. And I bet she's a really sweet girl, but obviously she was trying to get like the engagement in the comments of people saying like, well, he's actually fun to watch and blah blah, because I already did dance before that a little bit. But I'm happy she did, because now she just brought out the best entertaining side of me, where I'm like, first of all, I made a remix of her, which was very well received, like of her video.
Right.
And now I'm like, what if we just do a dance cam at Coachella on the visuals? And it's not just me dancing, because it made everyone dance.
Yes.
And
we need more of that. We need more bodies moving.
I feel like it's the sort of counter movement towards all the people just standing there taking videos of really impressive visuals. But my idea about it is that dance music obviously was made for people to dance to.
Right.
So you can take videos all you want, and I do it too at shows just to remember what songs were played. But in the end, like, we're all supposed to be there at that Sahara stage on the dance floor having a good time and dancing together. So like, and if they're looking at the person that's doing the music and he's not even dancing, then why would they,
Right.
So I feel like I sort of have that responsibility to show them like, hey, here's some moves. What are you guys going to do? Because afterwards, for the second drop of that song, we put the camera on them.
Yes.
And it said, you are dancing. So, show us what you got.
And I love the fact that you guys really thought this out ahead of time. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Really, that is brilliant. And let's talk about the importance of social media for artists. I mean, some artists don't like doing it. Some like doing it. I like the fact that you get creative with it. And
it's a love-hate relationship.
Right. Talk about it.
It's always pressure, like, oh, I have to post and I have to show people what I'm doing. And there's some artists that are like chronically online, which works for them. I like to be a little bit more private, and I feel like that works for me because like now people don't really know me, so they're still like really hyped to see me in real life.
Right.
And I'm a really like relaxed person to talk to, and like everyone's allowed to take pictures, and I'm always down to talk to people, but I just don't have it in me to be on my phone and videoing everything that I do.
Right.
But of course, there's like, I feel pressure too. If I don't post for a week, it's like, damn, I have to show people what I'm up to, So, but again, I mean, I'm a DJ, and I don't have anything to complain about. Basically, like all I have to do is do social media posts, and I get to live this life. Like, what am I even saying? Right.
That's really, really cool.
Like, men used to go to war, and like I'm like complaining about social media.
You went to war. I got to get something out. I got to get something to post. That's yeah. It's not, when you put it in that aspect, it's not that bad. But I think a lot of times artists build it up in their head that it's that bad, and you got to learn how to have fun with it.
Yeah, you do. It's all a mental game.
Right.
In the end.
100%. Let's talk about your single, The Less I Know, The Better on Nervous. Amazing record.
Thank you.
It was great to see you, like, I won't say change your sound, but you went in a different direction, but still nailed it. Obviously, the Tame Impala sample, really cool. Talk to us about the inspiration and how that record came together.
It's actually, it started because one of my friends in Amsterdam 3 years ago told me, like, hey, you should make an edit of that song, just because he wanted to hear what that would sound like, not just for the sake of my career, just because he was like, you know how to produce music and that would be cool in his head.
Right.
And I listened to him and I made it and he was like, yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I imagined. And I was like, okay, well, it actually is really good. Let me try playing this.
Right.
Especially in the US, because like Tame Impala is such a big thing here. And it started to living its own life. It became like an internet sort of myth almost, with like just a rip out of a set having 1 million plays on SoundCloud.
Right. Wow.
From a random account. So I was like, wow, if I can actually release this, then I think I would make a bunch of people really happy that don't have to listen to a SoundCloud rip anymore with the CO2 guns on the drop and whatever other crowd noises you could hear. And I had actually already given up clearing it because it just was such a tedious process. It took so long and we couldn't really, we just couldn't do it, I felt like, and I accepted it because it is Kevin Parker and Tame Impala, and I understand that, you know, his art is not something you just touch, and I was even scared to touch it or to like ask him, but I feel like because my edit is so simple and it's such a big contrast from what the original is, with like just that drop out of nowhere that would always just make people scream when I played it. That's, I feel like, where the magic is. And then I hit up Andrew from Nervous Records because I saw them do a bunch of covers where I was like, how did they even clear this? Did they clear this? Right. And I started sending him the link with those 1 million plays. I was like, yo, listen up. If you can do this, if you can clear this for me, you can release it. And he got it done in 1 week. And I was like, Andrew, you are the GOAT. Let's go. And then it was the first release of this year. So that's sort of how really Andrew made this happen for everyone.
Wow, because you had given up.
I had given up. Yeah.
Okay, and now what makes it even cooler, it's on an iconic New York house label, which is like dope to have a Ma P record on it.
Really cool to have that stamp of approval sort of from that sort of legendary label. Yeah.
Right. And let's talk about a recent back-to-back that you did with Solomun, Forte, you, Chloé, Caillet. Talk to us about that experience and how cool that was.
That was really out of nowhere, impromptu during Ultra, where it was raining really bad and all of the sets got pushed back and there was rain coming through the roof of the mega structure at Ultra. It was a really chaotic day. But once again, I had already given up. I thought
so it was put together because the sets got canceled. It wasn't a planned thing.
I hadn't heard about it before, no, but when Solomun got there, he sort of pulled everyone together and was like, hey, would be so cool to have everyone that played on that stage go like back to back to back. And it was such a weird combination of DJs, of artists, like Solomun, Fortet, Chloé, and me. Right. We all look completely different. We play completely different. So people online called it the Avengers. Right. And somehow it worked.
That's awesome.
And I don't know why or how, but it was Chloé being, you know, cool and collected and super groovy and funky, and then Fortet just waking everybody up in between with all the weird shit that he plays that I love. And then me trying to always reignite the energy because I have a little bit of a stronger sound. And then Solomun was like the, you know, the
kind of the glue.
The glue,
Yeah.
like putting it all together. And it was a crazy synergy for 1 hour. So I was really surprised to see that worked.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one other record that you had out last year, which was Merther. I mean, that record was so huge. And I read that you struggled a little bit to finish it.
Yeah.
And I see that a lot with the new generation of producers is sometimes they have a hard time finishing up a tune. You have any advice or any thoughts to that, to like actually getting it done?
Good question. Because you can get so lost in producing because there's so many options.
Right.
You can literally do anything you want. Especially nowadays, a kid on his computer has every instrument you can think of, every sound. Mm-hmm. We can even create vocals with AI. Like a kid can now take Lil Uzi's vocal just by saying his own vocal and putting it in a computer. And, you know, like there's no more, there's endless possibilities. So I sort of got carried away in my endless possibilities and couldn't really find out what I wanted to do for the drums or for the bass. And so I believed if a song is not sort of songing itself, you know, if I'm producing it and it's not, I'm not getting the download from the universe and like my hands aren't doing the right things or making the right sounds, then I'll just quit.
You'll move on. Okay.
So that's what I did. So I sort of gave up on that song and I didn't try to force it. I just waited until the universe gave me something else. And I don't remember what it was, but I did get inspired by something to change up a couple things. And I did that in the project and it just all sort of switched or like clicked in that moment. And I'm like, oh, that's what I was doing wrong. Or like now I'm onto something. And I was right about the sample and the song and the idea I had for it. I just got stuck in something.
Right. So
I guess that the solution or the tip is to not try to force it as much because like we're creatives. We're trying to be creative.
Right.
So at the end of the day, how are you going to sit down and force yourself to get in that creative pocket?
But you had a good observation. You think part of the struggle is because you can have limitless ideas because there's so much technology you can grab from. And you're like, oh, what about if I had a break beat? Oh, what about if I had this vocal?
Sometimes I wish I was like making music in a time and day where there were just instruments and maybe like
you had a pick of
like
the
a couple
sound.
synthesizers with a couple sounds,
right.
like a DX7 that only had those Whitney Houston chords or whatever, you know, those bells. But yeah, you just.
So let me ask you: when you're producing, do you simplify what you have in your computer so you don't go too crazy? Or no?
I try to stick to sort of combining different sounds and eras, so that I sort of have a blueprint for myself. So I'm like, oh, I want to do like a hip hop or trap sounding bass, but with drums that sound like 90s break beats. And I had that sample from Inika Mose, so there's also got to be some reggae stuff in there. And then I sort of have my like color, like palette to like paint with.
Right.
And then I go from there. Otherwise, I'll just be like searching random sounds until something works, which is like, you know.
That's amazing. Then you'll be like 3 hours in and like, I have 5 bass sounds that I like and you're not getting
I'll do that
done.
too.
Right.
I'll do that too. But, you know, and then just pick the one that works the best. Like sometimes don't overthink it. Just like, oh, this sounds good. It sounds good.
Right.
Let's go.
I think that's part of the problems. I think we start over analyzing stuff while we're producing.
And
way too much.
It's the same with music nowadays. Like people trying to put music into boxes, but I feel like the older generation of DJs are so accepting towards me too. While I might look commercial, but they will be like, it sounds good, it makes people dance, mouthpiece lit, you know, like that's all they think about.
Right. I agree 100%. Let's talk about what you have coming up in the future. You got what's the rest of 2025 looking like for Ma P? Some more singles, obviously. You dropped some IDs. When can we expect some new music?
Very soon. I'm doing an EP for the first time. And I've never done that before. I've only been doing singles my whole life. So that's interesting. And that got me thinking that somewhere in the future, maybe in a year, I would like to start doing an album, but like an actual, body of work that you can listen to front to back and be like, okay, you took me on a journey, which would be interesting for, I feel like, a DJ and producer doing it my way,
Yeah, 100%.
So that's something I have to figure out.
So the EP is the first step.
Yeah, it's just 2 songs, but still, like, it's 2 songs.
It's 2 songs, it's not one.
I'm like, I'm releasing 2 songs at the same time. Well, how do we do this? How do we not make him focus on just one? But and then obviously I have a lot of other singles again that I'm going to release that now because of Coachella I have gotten a lot of hype, and I'm doing a residency in Ibiza at Pacha this summer starting August.
Nice.
Which is going to be really amazing under my Baddest Behavior brand, which I have done shows with in the US mostly for now, and London. So it's really cool to like have that legendary
100%
club tell me like, hey, what do you want to do for production in our club? And I'm like, whoa, I get to decide about that now. That's really cool. And we have an amazing lineup that we're announcing soon. And I want to start a label.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
which is also going to be Baddest Behavior. And because I really want to just support all of these younger producers that send me music all the time. I have like a whole list of names that I can always hit up and like, yo, what did you cook up this month?
Right.
And they always have really good songs. So I'm like, I wish I could do something for them,
Right.
Because all I do right now is play it and give them sort of the hype, and then, but I wish I could have a platform for them.
All right. Is the label going to start this year? Or is that something?
I hope so. I was planning on it. Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So EP coming out, album next year, and your label starting this year, and the label's Baddest Behavior?
Yeah.
All right. I like it. Dope.
Right.
Well, it's awesome having you here again, man.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
You are crushing it. Keep on doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you so much.
Powertools.